Good morning, Speaker.
Considered, Masai. I hereby call the 8th day of the first regular session of the 23rd Congress to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator Abelo Alfonso,
Amen. Good morning, everybody.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figuer, Senator Colland, Senator Harper, Senator Conman,
Nesarani,
Madam Chair, Floor Leader Lawrence, Vice Speaker Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Rusumal, Senator Wali, Speaker Moses. Mr. Speaker, 9 members are present.
For that, we have a quorum. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Item 4, reading of the journal, Mr. Speaker.
Floor Leader.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move that move to dispense the reading of the journal.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress dispense with the reading of the journal. No objection, we will vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Congress has now dispensed with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're now on item 5, presidential communications. We are in receipt of numbers 23-01 to number 23-04.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. Madam Chair, Conman, I think presidential communication number 1 and also number 2 for members' info. The signing of the compact will be here in Pohnpei sometime next week, no longer out of country. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. FSM Supreme Court communications for item 6. As of now, we do not have any, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item 7, member communications, none also, Mr. Speaker. Item 8, departmental communications. We are in receipt of 1 and it's number 23-03.
I'll sign that.
Item 9, agency or governmental authority communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 10, state communications, none also. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications, we do not have any, Mr. Speaker. Item 12, municipal or town communications, none. Item 13, foreign government communications, none, Mr. Speaker. And item number 14, miscellaneous communications, we do not have any, Mr. Speaker.
Order of the day.
Speaker,
Chairman Rusma, you have the floor.
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move for a short recess.
Short recess. Congress is back in session. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under the order of the day, the first item is item 15, Standing Committee Reports. We do not have any, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 16, Special Committee Reports, none also, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 17, for assignment of measures and communications, please refer to referral sheet number 23-05.
Chairs and members, please take note of the referral sheet number 23-05. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Unfinished business for item 18. As of now, we do not have any, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 19, Bill Calendar. The first bill under the bill calendar now is Congressional Bill number 23-05 for first reading. CB number 23-05 is a bill for an act to amend Section 3 of Public Law number 22-153 as amended by Public Laws numbers 22-169, 22-181, and 22-204 to appropriate $700,000 from the General Fund of the Federated States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2023, to provide supplemental funding for the operations of the legislative branch of the national government and for other purposes.
Short recess. Congress is back in session. Short recess. Congress is back in session. We're now on the bill calendar, and first bill is CB number 23-05. Any motion for passage?
Short recess again, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess. session. Any motion for adoption of CB?
So move.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass CB number 23-05 on first reading. Discussion?
Mr. Speaker, I move to defer tomorrow.
Mr. Speaker, short recess,
Short
please.
recess, short recess.
I think it might
Congress back in session. Floor leader.
Speaker, I move to withdraw my motion.
second.
If no objection, the motion earlier by the floor leader is now withdrawn.
Mr. Speaker,
Chairman Christian.
Mr. Speaker, I venture to offer on behalf of Speaker Esmond Moses a written amendment, an amendment that has been written and distributed to the members for their review. I so move for its adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the offered floor amendment motion by Chairman Christian be adopted. Discussion?
Question.
No objection. Question has been called for. We will now vote. All those in favor of the offered floor amendment, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. The offered floor amendment by Senator Chairman Christian is now adopted. We now have CB number 23-05 CD1.
Mr. Speaker,
Chairman Christian, you have the
I
floor.
defer to the floor leader.
Floor leader.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to offer floor amendment to CP number 23.
Short recess, short recess. Floor Leader, restate your motion.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the referment of CP number 2305,
CD1.
CT1.
To tomorrow's calendar.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we defer action on CB number 23-05, CD1, to tomorrow's calendar. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. CB number 23-05 is now deferred. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're now on Congressional Bill number 23-03, CD1 for second and final reading. CB number 23-03, CD1 is a bill for an act to further amend sections 9 and 12 of Public Law number 22-42 as amended by Public Laws numbers 22-60, 22-80, 22-103, and 22-141 to modify the use of capital and human resources development funding and change the allotee of such funds previously appropriated therein to fund the operations of the national government of the Federated States of Micronesia for fiscal year September 30th, 2022, and for other purposes.
A motion. And
So
second.
moved, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CB number 23-03, CD1.
CT1.
Discussion.
Mr. Speaker,
Chairman Christian, you have the floor.
I have a floor amendment that's been typed up and distributed, which I earlier referred to as probably not proper for me to have done without consultation. I would need to amend my offered amendment to delete two of the proposed line items. May I ask that you declare a short recess?
Short recess. Congress is back in session. We're still in discussion on CB number 23-03 CD1. Chairman Christian.
So, Mr. Speaker, this discussion is between me and the Chief Clerk and Alik. In the offered amendment that was distributed, the item Roman,
Move. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chairman Christian.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the amendment offered by Peter Christian to Congress Bill 2303 CT1.
Any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt the floor amendment to CB number 23-03 CD1 offered by Chairman Christian. Discussion?
Mr.
Chairman.
Speaker, I would like to offer the following floor amendment to the amendment that I was distributed, sponsored by me. Roman numeral 2, delete the phrase Litutunia Road Repair and insert in lieu thereof Pohnpei State Communities Road Improvement. Delete 50,000, insert 150,000. Roman numeral 3, delete all of that in their entirety. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the offered floor amendment to CB number 23-03 CD1 be orally amended. And if no objection, we will vote on the offered oral amendment. All in favor of the oral amendment to the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. The offered floor amendment to CB number 23-03 CD1 is now amendment. Discussion on the offered floor amendment.
Question.
If no objection, question has been called for. We will now vote on the floor amendment to CB number 23-03 CD1 offered by Chairman Christian. All those in favor of the offered floor amendment say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. We now have CB number 23-03 CD2. Discussion.
Mr. Speaker,
Floor leader, you have the floor.
I move for the deferment of CP number 23-03 CD1 to tomorrow's session.
CD2.
Is it CD2? CD2,
Any second?
tomorrow.
Second, Mr. Speaker.
It's been moved and seconded that CB number 23-03 CD2 be deferred to tomorrow's calendar. No objection, we will vote. All those in favor of the said motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried. CB number 23-03 CD2 is now deferred to tomorrow's calendar.
Short
Next.
recess.
Short recess.
Mr. Speaker.
Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, next bill.
Mr. Speaker, as of now, we do not have any more bills.
Next item.
Resolution calendar, none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 21, introduction of bills and resolutions, Mr. Speaker.
If you have any measures to introduce, please pass them up to Chief Clerk. Next item.
Miscellaneous business, Mr. Speaker, for item 22.
Any miscellaneous business?
Short recess?
Short recess. Congress is back in session.
Mr. Speaker,
Chairman Christian, you have the floor.
I just like listening to myself speak, so let me just do something in miscellaneous. We spoke about two $500,000 monies earlier. One was the one that would go to Palau, and one was the one that went into some escrow account. So where have those discussions taken us, or are there new findings on the fate of those two $500,000 money?
Chairman, Vice Speaker, the then Chairman of JNGO, I believe you had some hearings on
Yes.
that.
Thank
Care
you,
to-
Mr. Speaker. If I can help, on the 500 to Palau, the last hearing we have, the Secretary of Finance told us that he will go back and see whose money is it. Was it FSM money or Palau? Because according to TOJ during the hearing, they weren't negotiating on behalf of Palau, therefore that money is ours. But the FSM being the host country to the ship, the vessel that was registered, we are still obligated to pay the 500 penalty to Palau. So that's where we stand on that 500. If he comes back and say it's for Palau, then we will have to find a way to remit that money either by appropriating or authorizing the transmittal of that money from the surveillance revolving fund to Palau. On the other 500 for the purchase of the vessel that was put in the escrow account, we were advised, and I believe we did, did what we were advised to make amendments to that 500 so it can be available to use. And we have passed that amendment on that bill, and I is awaiting the signature by the President on that bill that we passed last session. Thank you.
I guess I'm just a bit confused as to, in the first place, why was the money put into escrow and not into the general fund?
I believe, Mr. Speaker, I believe what we were advised by both DOJ and Finance was it's an advice from the court to put it in escrow account until the case was resolved, which it was resolved, and the payment of from the appropriation of the purchase vessel was made. And with this additional 500, the amendment was also made that we will use that 500 for the provisioning and the dry docking of the vessel. So it was the advice of the court to put that money in the escrow.
Was that satisfactory, Chairman Christian.
Well, so it's getting a little bit there, but why did it end up with the court? Why do we continue to allow the court to decide for the executive and for the legislative body? We seem to be giving away a lot of decisions to the court. But yes, Mr. Speaker, I'll stop there.
Okay, any more miscellaneous business?
Speaker.
Chairman Rusman?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Just a note of caution to those who aspire to become president in the future, president of the Federated States of Micronesia. Sitting here in this chamber is different than when you are over there in that awesome office of the president. When you're here, you are among 14 members, and you have 13 other members to support, advise, criticize,
Consult.
and help you. When you are over there, as I said yesterday, the buck stops at the top. It's very lonely. It's very difficult position to be in. So when you're here and aspiring to become president, think about the weight of that office when you, and if you do become a president of the nation. As I also said yesterday, we've gone 7 days, I believe, 8 days into our session, and there has hardly any communications from across, except for the 1, 2, 3, 4 or communications we received in our package this morning. So I know the burden of that office is pushing down heavy on our current president, and I again offer for those of us that have been there and back our whatever penny's worth of advice, if it is deemed that it can help. For the past some years, when we go through reorganization of the national government, where we elected presidents, vice president, and officers of the Congress, this is the first May session that I've noticed there has hardly been anything communicated from across, including recommendation, suggestion, communication relating to what budget we're going to be having hearings on, and for education and health, complete before May 30, where we need to adopt resolution authorizing the president to submit something to the United States of America. I hope and I understand the president has been very busy with officials from our overseas embassies and offices, and I hope with the time that has been spent meeting with these people and other people that soon we will be overwhelmed with so many communications from across. But for your Education Committee, Committee on Education, we've decided to start public hearings on the budget, as External Affairs did, beginning on Tuesday next week with the college, and on Thursday in TOE. And if this Congress is still in session, we will attempt to make our recommendation to the body of this Congress by May 30, next May 30. I don't know if that's next week or the following week. And I hope we will see some nominations during this session before we adjourn Sinatai on the 30th or even before that. So thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I make this not as a criticism of the current administration, but my understanding of the overwhelming weight that has been put on the current administration. And I wonder why every morning when I'm sitting at my desk here, my flag is always upside down. I hope nobody has been playing magic or doing something to where I sit. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you much. Thank you very much, Chairman Rusmal, and for the statement. And I do encourage the chairs of the committees to work hard on completing the budget so that we may have a consolidated one prepared and passed by the end of the fiscal year.
Good.
Mr. Speaker,
Yeah, Chairman Rusmal, and then
Yeah, it was here and then it disappeared, but on a lighter note or on a more important note, on the trip that was proposed to have our president travel next week for the signing of the amendments to the amended compact. I've heard from a little bird that came visiting this chamber and our offices that that trip has been postponed, canceled, due to cancellation of a trip from somewhere else. And as indicated by a few of us, one of us, I also wish that we had offered Paliker as a place to sign off on the amendment to the amended compact. Either Paliker, I don't know what the name of the capital in Majuro, or the one in Panao, but any one of these three places would have been ideal. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
thank you. To update you on that issue, to Palau and the CFSM were scheduled to be in Port Moresby because of the presence of that person. And that person is no longer there, and the FSM has canceled that trip. And the signing will be sometime next week, I believe, here in Palican. Chairman Christian?
yes, Mr. Speaker, because my colleague had alluded to those of you who have been there and back, I have a feeling he was referring to me too. So I want to agree with most of the criticism that Senator Rusmal, former President Rusmal, has directed at President Simina this morning. But I wish to differ with him on this one point. The President, while now there's no one, appoints his cabinet members to advise him on a daily basis and has many assistants and consultants to help provide him the necessary thinking tools to balance off his work. So I'm sort of looking forward to receiving President Simina's list of nominees so that Congress can start its own review and either give its consent or lack of consent, so we can move forward with a more fully staffed cabinet.
Thank you, Chairman Christian. Any more miscellaneous business? If none, next item, Chief Clerk.
Announcements for item 23, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Willie, any announcement? Madam Chair Abelio Alfonso, any announcement?
None, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Arzus. Chairman Christian.
Mr. Speaker, your committee charged with resources and development for FSM would like to meet with the R&D department, its current head and lead staff, Monday at 8:30, if it does not conflict with any already announced hearings. There will be no subject matter, no detailed review of budget, just a get-together to get to know the people currently in charge of our Department of R&D. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Members of the Committee on Resources and Development, please take note. Madam Chair,
No announcement, thank you.
Chairman Rusmal.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As I indicated during my miscellaneous business, your Committee on Education will meet on Tuesday at its allocated time, beginning after the session, maybe 12:30, and to 2:30. But if no committee is meeting, then we can continue with the College of Micronesia FSM until we're done. To meet with the new president, I understand there is a new one, and to talk about oversight matters as well as the grant that had been approved by previous Congress relating to the establishment of the vocational school in Miscellaneous. Then on Thursday, again at our allocated time, meet with NTOE to meet again with the current employees of the department as well as the consultant of that department on matters of oversight as well as the school in Miscellaneous and the programs and projects that they have been given funding to complete, including teacher training, school accreditations, the other programs that they have been given money to undertake. So that will be on Thursday at our allocated time. We will also discuss with the NTOE the status of the school in Miscellaneous and the status of all vocational education programs in the 4 states, Department of Education. So all members are encouraged to attend. We have yet to reorganize or organize, pending a list from Chief Clerk Office as to the members of your Committee on Education. So with that, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. That's the small announcement, but rather long one for your Committee on Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Rusmal.
Mr. Speaker, before you call on Floor Leader, I'd like to make a request to Chairman of E. In their meeting with the college, particularly the land grant program, Pohnpei State is the state, I think, in the Federation that considers pigs as important part of our livelihood. If the program could consider bringing in a vet to Pohnpei and also to improve the land grant services extended to farmers in Pohnpei without farmers coming in to beg for their help. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Christian. Floor Leader, any announcement?
None.
Vice Speaker, any announcement?
No, none.
Thank you. Floor Leader, your
Thank you, Speaker. I move that Congress stands in recess until tomorrow morning.
Second.
It's been moved and second that Congress stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning. All those in favor of the said motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Congress stands in recess until 10 a.m. tomorrow.